There's just nothing like starting off with a disclaimer. If you guys are already familiar with my channel, I'm definitely going off topic than what I usually do. So I've been watching videos and comments on a certain subject, and this one's dedicated to you guys, trying to set it straight. Man, this brings back so many memories. Back in 1991, I was just a 4-year-old kid in the store, begging my mom for this plush doll. At the time, I didn't know much about this character, but by the looks of him, I knew he was way past cool. Little did I know this was going to be the start of something more, a collection, from action figures, certain SpaghettiOs, the bed sheets, and even the... yeah. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega's pride and joy. I know a lot of die-hard Sonic fans can agree when I say, why break bricks with a slow plumber when you can dash through countless robots at top speed? Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. The blue blur was the best. That is, of course, until Sonic Team started running out of ideas for a good storyline. Yep, a werehog. Eventually, the so-called Sonic Team didn't know how to become original anymore, so instead they became lazy. They might as well incorporate other successes that have nothing to do with Sonic and package it for another disappointing game review. Man. Too much? Well, you get my point. On the real though, this guy looks like he belongs more in a Soul Calibur game than anything else. Meh. Despite of the failed video game streak, I remain a dedicated fan because of the comics. As some of you know, Sonic is recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records for having the longest and most successful video game comic book series ever. I believe the comics reveal the true story behind any protagonist, so I'll be using the comics as a main reference throughout this video in hopes to show you where Sonic Team has gone wrong and straighten up the facts for you newbie Sonic fans. Starting with his love life. Really think Sonic and Amy have a thing? Well, you're wrong. Never have, never will. All Amy is described as is Sonic's #1 fan, she's obsessed with him, but she never gets him. Why? Because of her. Princess Sally Acorn, leader of the Freedom Fighters who rebel against Dr. Robotnik ever since he overthrew the Kingdom of Acorn and turned everyone into mindless robotic slaves. Sonic and Sally go way back. Way back. Throughout the comics, I find these two deeply in love with each other, but because of back-to-back unfortunate events, their relationship gets put on hold, off and on. You'd think that for a complex drama-packed relationship, Sonic Team could use that in a Sonic game. Well, nope, of course not. Instead, they go off and do something like this.
Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
Who is this Final Fantasy chick kissing on... Never mind. On to my next point. Let's watch Sonic Heroes. Whoa. Isn't there something a little off here? Very much off, in fact. Aren't Knuckles and Tails fully capable to absorb the Chaos Emeralds as well? Why leave out Hyper Knuckles? Or even Turbo Tails for that matter? If Sonic Team has done anything right, it's making Tails Sonic's best friend and right-hand man, Fox. But what about Knuckles? I have nothing against a certain ultimate life form, but ever since Shadow stepped in the scene, Knux became no better than an extra in a B-rated film. It's almost like the head guy from Sonic Team had a pep talk with Knuckles and said, "You're just not working out for us anymore, kiddo. I'm sorry, Knux, but kids are now into the gothic look, so that makes Shadow the hottest thing in the market. Oh, by the way, we're using your salary to fund Shadow's new video game. Thanks." And now us veteran fans have to suffer as we watch this. Man, even Sonic hates what happened to his old Red Echidna friend slash rival. Wait, speaking of rivals, time for a history lesson. The golden years. Remember this logo? Back in the 90s, Sonic was already a huge success after Sonic 1 and 2. I remember my friends and I would argue and debate whether this mysterious red character would be the main bad guy, or was he gonna be like Tails and just follow Sonic around. This made the anticipation build even more, as it escalates right in the first scene of Sonic 3. Right here. Okay, what do we already know so far? Let's do some math. Sonic plus 7 emeralds equals a yellow invincible flying in space rodent. So how in the world did this red echidna knock Sonic out of his super form? Does Sonic just so happen to be down to his very last ring at this very moment? No. The answer is simple. Knuckles is that freaking awesome. Okay, at this point, not only did he knock you out of your super form, but you just got robbed. And each time I saw him, all I thought was, this fight is going to be epic. The truth behind these two is that each time they went toe to toe, Sonic wasn't someone Knuckles had a hard time keeping up with. In fact, these two were evenly matched. Knuckles was originally brought to the franchise to be Sonic's rival, so when they duked it out, they went hard. Honestly, hard isn't even the word to describe each time they fought. From their super and hyper forms to both being roboticized. Yeah, Sonic was captured by Robotnik and turned to a mindless machine programmed to destroy his hometown village. Knucks had to let himself be roboticized in order to stop him. Can you guess who won this fight? What about when Knuckles absorbed the Master Emerald, which transformed him into Chaos Knuckles? At this point, he was deemed to be the most powerful Mobian ever. He described his green hulkish look as intense chaos energy burning up his entire body non-stop. Why not use these stories from their rivalries in the game? Oh, but Sega had a better idea. How about we reinvent a non-existent echidna who spits out rockets? Yeah. Look at this. It's ridiculous how long the Sonic comics have lasted. To this day, they are way past the issue number 200. But what is it that makes Nathan Drake or Master Chief so memorable? The character development. And these comics are so full of character development with rich history that makes Sonic even more memorable than any other video game trilogy combined. But does Sonic Team ever take video game ideas from the comic stories? Nope. In fact, they left out a lot of important characters that had a big part in Sonic's story. Characters like Antoine, Bunny Rabbit, Rotor, not even Dulcie the Dragon. What about villains like Knack the Weasel? These three have been around since forever. Grounder, Scratch, and that bomb-throwing monkey. Why not use them as bosses? What about Evil Sonic? Never heard of him? Let me explain. Sonic met a different version of himself called Sonic the Zone Cop, who revealed that there are hundreds of Sonics from different dimensions. Why not use that story in a game? Remember Snively, Robotnik's nephew? There's also Ixis Naugus the Evil Wizard, and Mammoth Magoo.
Who are they? They are insignificant.
Well said, Sonic Team. Eggman. Speaking of Eggman, why hasn't Sonic Team made a game that explains why Robotnik has different versions of himself? And why is he now referring himself as Eggman? Well, here's the story in the next show. Get it? Whatever. The original was Dr. Evil Robotnik, an augmented psycho who was hell-bent on turning all natural life into his robotic slaves. In issue 50, Robotnik dies during a fistfight with Sonic, but somehow he managed to keep his subconscious alive and well, thus transferring his subconscious into a robot version of himself called Robo-Robotnik, where he embraced the name Eggman, which is what Sonic used to call him to insult him. After Robo-Robotnik died, he came back yet again in a new cybernetic body. This guy has an assembly line of cyborg versions of himself, so no matter how many times he dies, he's always likely to come back. These two should be on the same level as Mario and Bowser. No wait, scratch that. More like Batman and Joker. The comics reveal that Sonic is more than a smart aleck who can run really fast. He has emotions. You don't believe me? Well, what about his love life? His family? Did you know that Sonic's parents and uncle were taken from him as a child and were turned to robots, so most of his young life he grew up an orphan, which should bring a new meaning as to why he's so eager to take down Robotnik time after time. I really hope Sonic Team can look through their mascot's life story and begin to make games that identify our favorite blue blur as legend. This is Flu TV. Thanks for watching.